Spirit Bus fam, Spirit Bus 33, welcome. Get cozy, get your favorite drink, fuzzy blanket, some socks. Come join me. Let's take a little ride.
Your spiritual beings having a human experience.
Welcome. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having this earth experience, same time as me. You could be spending your precious energy anywhere. And here you are, taking a little ride on the spirit bus, listening to parts of my reality. Lots of gratitude. Let's start off with some much needed protective energy for every single person that enters this sacred space. I invite you to visualize colors that represent protective healing energy to you. Energy full of wisdom, of abundance in all ways. Imagine this energy circling around myself, every single person that enters this space, everyone that tunes in, even if they tune in for 1 second. This protective circle, it assists with any negativity, any ill will. It's unable to penetrate through the protective circle. It bounces off, dissolving, transforming into pure loving awareness. Reminder that that circle of protection, starting your day off, making that one of your practices, spreading that protection out to your loved ones, to humanity. We can make huge shifts in the collective. I am absolutely in love with the downloads for this week. This is likely one of my favorite groups of messages that I was so blessed to receive. So many people, spiritual or not, are familiar with the idea that there is specific people or groups of people that proclaim that they were chosen by Source or the Galactic Federation, Krishna, God, etc., to save humanity or to awaken humanity. So, this idea of the quote unquote chosen one, this is a long term ideology. It's morphed into, many cults that have, started, lots that have ended in tragedy, resulted in many people being disconnected from their loved ones due to the quote unquote chosen one having that as part of the rules. It results in, ego being fed. There's been greed, lust, lots of very low vibrational states of being have rippled out from this idea of the quote unquote chosen one. So I want to make sure that I am very clear that I do believe that the majority of the chosen one mentality start off with really good intentions. They're recognizing perhaps a desire to help, the desire to want to transform humanity. They see the light inside themselves. They initially see the light inside other people. They see their own gifts. They want to share them. They see the synchronicities. They see the signs. The downfall, though, on this is when the ego starts to look at others as if they are beneath, starts to look at others as a means to a profit. A great example, I believe, is this dangerous egoic belief of NPCs. The reality that I have been shown, not because I'm chosen to be shown, but only because I search and I ask to know the truth. The reality is we are all chosen. The ones that are going to connect to their spiritual gifts, the ones that are going to be part of healing humanity, are the ones that choose to be. Not chosen, choose to be because we all have the ability. Now we have free will here. I have mentioned this before, this analogy is a dear friend of mine shared some of her Ojibwe belief system that has been very helpful for me. I have rippled it out to very many people. It is this idea, this visualization, that we have a light wolf and a dark wolf as part of our human experience. It's part of our connection. Whichever one we feed will get stronger. So we make choices daily. Every choice is feeding one side or the other. Likely, we're always going to recognize both being present. We're living in a reality where we have that free will. As we're feeding one side or the other, some of the meals are going to be very obvious. You can feel the light side being nourished. It ripples out in such huge, noticeable ways. You feel joy. You feel at peace. You feel calm. You're engaging in your mind, body, belief system practices. Feeding the harmful side can be obvious. However, it can be tricky. Which doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense if you think about darkness in general? Some choices that we're making right in this moment, myself included, will be recognized later as feeding the dark side, so to speak. This is a healing journey. We're often doing shadow work. We're reaching new levels of awareness often. Sanaya Roman, Personal Power Through Awareness, shares, as you begin to open to a greater awareness of the energy around you, you will also begin to open to an awareness of your own energy. You may see things in yourself that you want to change. It is important to not make wrong the things that you see. She goes on to say, instead, know that these areas are revealed to you so that you may begin to bring the light of consciousness and the love of your heart into them. As you're stepping into awareness, as you're choosing to strengthen your connection to your gifts, of course, there's going to be challenges. we're going to need to take action. The action steps are the importance and part that gets missed. We often are gathering information, but not taking the action steps. These action steps made with love will help eradicate harmful solutions. All unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as anger, jealousy, self medicating, shit talking, poor diet, these are solutions. The key to healing is getting really curious. Why did I need this solution? When did it become a solution? Through this process, many people find it helpful to work with someone to develop a deeper understanding of this. A mentor, a guide, a counselor, a therapist. Please reach out. The link is in my bio. If you'd like resources, referrals, I can help find someone in your area. You can see if I have any availability to work with you. The beauty of this day and age is that there is an abundance of resources to assist with healing. Which, on the flip side, remember we're living in a duality, yin yang here. It can also be a barrier because there are many, many different perspectives all at once. And that can cause an overwhelm, a freeze. Reminder, this is your earth experience. There's many, many having it at the same time. We are all students of one another, of the earth, of all the signs, the synchronicities, and we are all teachers. We can say that there's experts. I would be considered to some, due to lengthy education, lived experience, trainings, as an expert. But I'm not the expert of you. You are. Trusting your intuition is so important. Don't allow anyone to tell you who you are or who you aren't. Your healing journey is connecting you to what you already know. Of course, yes, there are modalities, skills, practices that assist in the learning. But throughout that, you're returning to your original state, love, or as Ram Dass says, loving awareness. You're unlearning the conditioning of this reality. You're returning to love for yourself, love for others, realizing, recognizing that you are worthy, regardless of your social status, your physical appearance, or any other man made construct in which people, they compete for these false states of worthiness. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., the Mastery of Self, shares there is an underlying belief promulgated by society that those who have the most stuff or hold certain jobs are somehow more important than the rest. I, for one, have never met anyone who is more important than anyone else, as we are all beautiful and unique creators of the divine. Which then, fam, it brings me back to the beginning. We have a choice. Work on ourselves, feeding the light side, the love, rippling that out to every person that we come in contact with, healing humanity, or a path that brings about pain, fear, division to ourselves and others. Again, we have to decide what is what for ourselves. And this is not about toxic positivity. This is not about heart opened, boundaries non existent love. Love has boundaries. To fully love yourself is to show up with boundaries with others. The delivery is key. Thich Nhat Hanh says, while practicing mindfulness, we plant and water the seeds of joy, peace, and understanding in us. Seeds that have the power to alleviate and transform the pain and afflictions we carry. So I ask you, what seeds are you planting today? What practices are you leaning into that you may not feel the exact benefit of them today, but you know you're planting seeds for yourself and others for the future? Your mind, your body, your belief system practices. A reminder from the Four Agreements, Fifth Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, being impeccable with your word. All the magic you possess is based on your word, and you cast spells all the time with your opinions. You can either put a spell on someone with your word, or you can release someone from a spell. So as you're taking care of yourself today and onward, is a reminder your opinions about someone else and what they should do and what their earth experience should look like is slow down. Check in. Are you being impeccable with your word? Are you rippling out loving awareness? Check in on the judgment. Remember, to judge is a solution. It's a solution to something that we need to work on internally. Typically, some type of limited belief system about ourself, impacted self-esteem, trauma. 3-card reading from the Osho deck. First card, Thunderbolts. It can feel like a thunderbolt releasing past versions of ourselves, releasing conditioned responses, trauma responses. Sometimes in that process, we close the door on people that were once our friends or our family. And with that door being shut, it does not mean that there is not love there. It means that there is so much love that you know that keeping the door open causes more harm. Sometimes the door can stay cracked open. Sometimes there's a knowing that minimal contact can keep that loving awareness rippling, exchanging between the person or persons. We have to say goodbye to many solutions that we once needed to cope. Certain substances, ideologies, understandings, limiting beliefs, behaviors, automatic responses. Second card, and through this all, let's remember again, this is a repetitive reminder, is to play. Find the playfulness, the joy in all of this. The healing journey does not have to be so rigid. It does not have to be serious. In fact, I would invite you to find the silliness amongst the healing journey. It's not adding shame or guilt to when you see something that you need to work on. But get curious and smile and say, oh, there was an interesting solution that I came up with earlier. Wow, and that's not really working for me now. Let me see what I can do here. And how can I stay in that playful, joyful spirit while I do it? Last card, stress. Take some time and really take a look at your experience here. What are you taking on that's not yours? What's weighing you down? What backpack full of bricks are you carrying around that you can put down? What are you juggling? So many tasks. How can they become more organized for less overwhelm? Are you taking time to just play? I was going to draw another card right now. And as I'm looking around, the deck it's here, but it's, nowhere to be found in my immediate perception at this moment. I'm sure I will find it at the end, but as that can be playfulness too, is saying, okay, it must not be meant to be, and just this radical acceptance of, all right, I'm going to turn in a different direction here. So with that, fam, I will say again, I have so much gratitude for this space. And thank you so much for taking a ride on this bus, for taking a seat here. I look forward to meeting with you next week. Namaste.